This is the Brendlen Case by Deanna Lambert. The Brendlen family consists of 5 people. Greg, the husband, he's 42, currently works at a golf shop, and he's in excellent condition. Heather is the wife, she's 42. She has a flower shop, and she's in good condition. She's dealing with some knee problems. Rebecca is Heather's sister. She's 36, currently lives in the home with Greg and Heather. She's a nurse, and she's in excellent condition. Ethan and Logan are Rebecca's sons. They're 5 and 3. Both are students. One's in kindergarten, one's in preschool. They're both in excellent health. They also live in the home with Greg and Heather. Greg and Heather try to help out as much as they can with Rebecca, Ethan, and Logan. The assumptions. The economy may struggle the next couple of years. They think they're going to earn an average of 6% on their investments, and inflation will average about 3% is what Greg and Heather think. Client goals. They want to look at any change in estate plan to better provide for Rebecca and the kids while minimizing any estate taxes. They want to determine what amount they need to set aside in additional funds for education of children. Determine the ramifications of the compensation packages of the 4 job offers. They want to review the insurance that's in place, revise their portfolio allocations, determine how much is needed for their retirement goals. They'd like to take 2 trips a year. Actually, they want to take 1 trip to Hawaii and then travel each month. So it's more like 13. Establish a fund for an annual charitable goal. What is the amount you should estimate for the Brendlen's income need for their first year of retirement? They have an outflow of $150,000 right now. We're going to times that by the inflation of 3% each year. They'll need just about $170,468. That could change a little bit depending on how the bills go and if the inflation stays at 3. If the Brendlens later perform a retirement income analysis and determine that their expenses at the time of retirement will require an annual income the first year of $100,000, what is the approximate amount of the fund that they will need when they retire? This is about $2,163,000. Taking the $100,000 a year times by the 33 years that they plan on being in their retirement. We're going to add in, the trips. They're only going to do those until they're about 80. So we've got about 15 years that they won't be using that $15,000. And then I took off what they'll be getting for Social Security each month. That came out to about $12,000 per Greg and then Heather also. So it comes up to just about $2,163,000 is the overall fund. Approximately how much do the Brendels need to set aside today for the travel fund? I took how much each vacation is annually, or vacations is annually, multiplied by the number of years traveled. Again, they want to retire when they're 62. They plan on stopping at 80. Came up to $235,000. They plan on paying for each vacation at the beginning of the year. Approximately how much will the Brendlens have in their brokerage account when they retire if they both return to work? The figure I came up with was about $5,866,000. Approximately how much will the Brendlens need to set aside to fund their charitable goal? Right now they donate $5,000 to Heather's brother-in-law, Heather's brother-in-law, who died overseas. They plan on doing that throughout their retirement, so they want to retire at 62. They plan to live until about 95. It's about 33 years. So $5,000 by 33 years is $190,000 over their retirement. What would be the impact on Greg's Social Security benefits if he decides to return to a professional job? This is going to increase his benefits. He's going to be taking in more money, paying more money into the system, which then will increase the amount of benefits that he will be eligible for when he does retire. So earn more money, pay more into the system, get more out. If Heather should die today, what Social Security benefits would Greg receive this year? He would receive 100% survivorship benefits. Approximately how much would Greg receive in Social Security benefits if he decided to start taking distributions at age 67? instead of 62. This is a 30% increase. So instead of getting $1,000, he'd get just about $1,300 a month. What is the minimum amount Greg must elect to defer of his base salary into the 401k plan to receive full employer contributions if he accepts the Chief Technology Officer position? At that business, they do a 4% match. It is a $150,000 salary annually. So to get the most out of this, he would need to do at least 4% that they match. So he's going to be contributing $6,000 a year that they will match. So he actually gets $12,000 into the 401k, which is a good deal. Approximately what would Greg's retirement plan benefit if he selects the director of IT position and quits after 4 years since he never received a raise or a bonus? So that salary, off the top of my head, I don't remember, it was $175,000 a year. If he doesn't get any kind of raise or bonus, we're going to be looking at the last 3 years that he worked. So then 25% of that would be $43,750 is what they would pay him, because they only do 25% of the salary, of his average salary the final 3 years. So that would be $43,750. The next steps, I would recommend that Greg go ahead and take that Chief Technology Officer. It matches 4%, which is a really great deal, along with the fact that he gets stock in the company. It's currently worth $20. They're doing 3,000 incentive stock options and 6,000 non-qualified, which is a really great deal. And you can't beat NFL. I mean, he gets tickets once per season to the company box. So, I mean, that would be the reason I would take it. And for Heather, I would recommend that she goes with the Director of Accounting. We didn't talk about hers, but it does match 5% for her 401k, so it's a little bit better than the one that Greg is looking at. They have really good health insurance and 10% discount on all clothes purchased from the company store. Well, they had a thing for clothing on their output, so that would help a little bit with the bills. So, I mean, that's a really great deal, I would think. So, I would recommend that she goes ahead and takes that Director of Accounting.